there is a section in A Course in Miracles that says, "In my defenselessness, my safety lies." And I thought about that chapter so much, and I looked at it and I go, why am I defending myself? And why do we defend ourselves? Because there's some part of us that we know we haven't accepted yet. And so we're not safe because we haven't accepted who we are or who we're meant to become. Because we're all meant to become something when we come into the world. We're meant to evolve and expand and become these brilliant beings. But then if we don't do that, we start defending ourselves. And that's what I'm doing today. But I'm going to explain it in a different way so I can um, give you permission as well to not regret yourself, because that's the other thing that comes up when we need to defend who we are because we're regretting that we haven't owned ourselves before. But it is a process. It's a process that we all move through, and our world does the same thing. Yesterday I talked about this. I was going to put out something telling you why you were here. I said, I'm going to put this out, but then we had other events that happened here in the United States. We had an assassination, and I was moved before that to put up the messages early, which I've done many times, but I sometimes hold back because I said, people aren't going to understand this. People aren't going to get what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. And most times I don't know why I'm doing it. I just know that the temperature in the world changed. And I just know these things, and then I will go and I will look at what Wilhelm has given us, and it's always aligned. And I said, people aren't going to understand this or believe it. Because, see, what I've uncovered through Wilhelm is that there's an organization in your life and in our world, because everything is energy. And as we learn how to use it for our betterment, for our lives, then we change everything. And that's what Wilhelm has given us. And I can say that because I didn't know I had done that. I, I had to sit and receive it for 36 years. I'm sitting and I'm writing it down, and it turns out to be this organized philosophy, this organized curriculum of personal development that takes you to the highest level of who you could become. But I couldn't tell people that because it was too unbelievable. I said, people aren't going to believe this. And to tell them that I had moved through all of these things and healed my life and had mind body experiences that were just unbelievable, and all those things happened because it was about using your consciousness. And that's exactly what Wilhelm has given me. And so what I did today is put up, and I'm putting this into an article because I really want you to see it, because you have something within you that you could do that is wonderful and would cause your life to be brilliant. You just have to uncover it and start to believe in yourself. And as you go to the website, Any Advice for Today, you'll see 3 days that I put up. First, the 11, and it said self-belief was all that is required. It was all that is required, but we don't believe in ourselves all the time. We haven't seen it yet. How could we know? And that's what came up for me. How could I have done this? How could I have received information years ago that was relevant to what was happening in our world now? But that's exactly what happened. And so I have to talk about it more because I don't want people to hold themselves back when they discover something brand new that we haven't seen in human experience, especially if it could help others. And that's what this work does. And as you go through the 3 days, because I put all 3 days there, and the last one, which comes up on the 13th, which is my lucky number, that says, no one is more powerful than you. And that's really what this work was about. And that's what, if more people could understand that for themselves, then we would see a very different world, because more people would have their autonomy and their agency. And that's what this work is. But enjoy the article. Please look at all of the messages. And I said it's kind of like a little workbook because I put questions in there. Because when you stimulate your consciousness, things change. That's how you reach a higher state of consciousness. That's how we evolve. And that is the ascension process. And that's exactly the guide that Wilhelm has given us. So that's why I'm defending my life today. I use that title because that is a movie by Albert Brooks, starring Albert Brooks and Meryl Streep, and it's my favorite movie because it talks to exactly what goes on for us. How much are we going to allow fear to hold us back, and then we have to end up defending our lives because we didn't live them the way that we could have. Well, I'm changing that today. See you soon.